All right. Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. So today, we're going to be talking about XRP.
Okay.
Um, and this is a cryptocurrency that, a lot of people have been following for a long time.
Mhm.
And there's been a lot of talk about it in the news lately.
Yeah.
And it's related to some pretty big events.
Okay.
We've got, the resignation of SEC Chair Gary Gensler,
Right.
and we've even got the re-election of Donald Trump.
Wow.
And believe it or not, those two things potentially could have a pretty big impact on this cryptocurrency XRP.
Interesting.
And you guys have sent over some really interesting sources to kind of lay out these events and how they're impacting XRP's price.
Okay.
Okay, let's unpack this.
All right.
So first of all, what actually happened?
Right. So XRP hit $1.43,
Okay.
which is the highest it's been since May 2021.
Wow.
That's over a 25% jump in just 24 hours and over 150% in the last month.
Wow. It's like, if the stock went up 25% in a day, everybody'd be freaking out.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a pretty big deal.
huge.
Okay, so what's causing this?
Right. So one of the main things that's driving this is the legal battle that's been going on between Ripple, which is the company behind XRP, and the SEC.
Okay.
So back in 2020, the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple,
Mm-hmm.
and they claimed that their sale of XRP tokens was the sale of unregistered securities.
Okay, and what does that mean?
So basically, they were saying that they were selling investments without following the proper regulatory procedures.
Okay, so this has been going on for a few years.
Yes,
Now,
exactly.
this isn't new news.
Right.
So is it just that this has been dragging on?
So that's part of it. It's been kind of this dark cloud hanging over XRP
Yeah.
because after the lawsuit was announced, XRP's value plummeted and a lot of exchanges delisted it.
Right, because people got nervous.
Exactly.
They didn't
Yeah.
know what was going to happen.
Right. And there's this uncertainty, and people didn't want to get caught holding something that might be deemed illegal.
Right.
So, and this brings us to another piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
Gary Gensler recently resigned as the SEC chair.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Exactly.
So what are people speculating might happen with this case now that Gensler is gone?
Well, there's all this speculation that the SEC could be changing its stance on the case now that Gensler's out.
Okay.
There's talk that they might drop the appeal or they might try to reach a settlement with Ripple.
Okay, so if they were to reach a settlement, what would that look like?
So there are a few things that could happen. They could have Ripple pay a fine. They could agree to put some restrictions on XRP sales, or it could even be a combination of those two.
Mm-hmm.
But no matter what the settlement looks like, any kind of resolution would finally provide some clarity to XRP's legal status.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would really boost investor confidence.
Yeah, because right now it's kind of like, is it going to be okay to invest in this? Is it not? I don't know. I'm just going to stay away.
Exactly. Right now, there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which is what we
Yeah.
call FUD. And so getting rid of that FUD would really be huge for XRP.
It seems like even just the possibility of that happening is causing some of the surge, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But, that's not the only thing that's going on.
Right.
We've also got, Trump's reelection,
Yes.
and that's been tied to the surge as well.
Right. So it seems that Trump's return has sparked some optimism among some crypto enthusiasts.
Okay.
And they're hoping that his administration will have more favorable regulations for crypto.
Which seems crazy to me that, somebody like that feels so unrelated could have such a big impact.
Yeah,
But, I mean, it's true. Like, the market reacts to all kinds of things.
absolutely. And I think this situation with XRP really highlights how volatile the market can be.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows how even just regulatory decisions can have huge impacts on the price.
So what do you think is the most likely outcome of all of this?
It's really hard to say for certain, but I do think...
Like with the SEC and...
Yeah, with the SEC. I think they will come to some sort of resolution, but
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be a full-blown settlement or maybe they'll just drop the appeal.
Right.
It's really hard to say for sure, but I think no matter what happens, this situation is really important because it underscores just how important it is for people who are interested in crypto to really stay up to date on what's happening.
Right.
Stay informed on these regulatory developments and really do your own research before investing in anything.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this has really been a fascinating deep dive.
Yeah.
Just seeing how all these seemingly unrelated things can kind of come together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, You've got Gary Gensler leaving the SEC, you've got Trump's reelection,
Right.
and then you have this whole legal battle that's been going on for years with Ripple and the SEC, and they all sort of come together to impact the price of XRP.
It shows how interconnected everything is.
Exactly.
And how important it is to kind of look at the bigger picture. And I think something that's really interesting to think about is what happens if the SEC lawsuit is resolved in Ripple's favor? Like, what kind of precedent does that set for other cryptocurrencies that are facing the same scrutiny?
Right.
I think that's something for everyone to think about.
That's a great question to leave everyone with. Well, thanks for breaking this down for us. This was a really interesting deep dive.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
And to all of you listening, keep exploring the world of crypto. It's an exciting place to be. And we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See ya.